What's up guys, Dan here. Welcome back to Shitbox Central. In this episode, we're going to be trying to rectify Abbie's rust situation. If you come around here and have a look at it, the expanding foam is not supposed to be there and this is completely rotten and loose. Plus all of this sill is going to need rectifying as well because we still need to get this car ready for Japfest in April and we've got under a month to do this. So I'm going to get started on this straight away and let's fix this shitbox. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to have to take back all of this filler with the wire wheel and then we can start stripping it down to bare metal and see what parts that we can actually salvage and weld to. So we're going to get stuck straight into that right now. Okay, so I've just come to realise that someone's tried to weld this on before and done a really poor job of it. I mean, what is going on here? Look at that, it's not even connecting there. So I'm probably going to take these doors off because it's going to make life a lot easier. And it looks pretty simple to take them off, to be fair. You've got two 13 mils, two 13 mils. Hang on, no, it's Jap, so it might be 12 mils. Look, we'll find out either way. But yeah, someone's really done a poor job of this. They've just banged a plate in there and hoped for the best. I don't think it's connected properly at the bottom. Oh, I don't know. Look at that. They've tried welding this bit. Thought, oh, that'll do, and then just left the bottom bit here. They haven't even welded it. God, that's poor. Oh, I got my work cut out here. Okay, so now the door's off. We've got a load of space to work with, and I can probably clean up these parts here because it's not nice having those. And I'm debating whether to do a full wrap on it, so that'll be the inside as well, the door shuts. I don't know whether to do that yet. It depends how much time we have, but looking at it, the time's getting on a bit, so we're gonna have to just crack on with this and get this finished as soon as possible. So let's get cracking. Okay, so we've stripped back as much as we can for here and look at the state of this, it's ridiculous. Look at that. Someone's just thought, do you know what, we'll just bang a load of filler over it and that'll do, but you can see in there's more filler inside it and here's just expanding foam. I mean, why would you even do that? I think there's more work here than I originally thought, but you have to think like that when there's rust involved. Oh, look at this. And we've still got all of this sill to do yet. I've tried to take some back off this here, but it's not looking too promising. I might have to rebuild the whole sill. That's all the way along, that is. Yeah. Okay, so I've exposed all of this now, so I'm going to get a nice sheet of metal and try and replicate this shape of the car. And then once I've replicated the shape and I cut it out to pretty much how this is, I can then cut this out and then tackle everything that's behind it. So all of the rot that's coming through from the inner arch can be tackled once all this is cut out, and I'll have that piece then ready to go back over it once I've addressed the inside. When we start cutting into it and sorting it out properly. Okay, so as you can see right here, I've pretty much made the exact shape of that, but if I flip it over, you can see that the other line here, that's actually following this line there. So I've added this extra bit of metal right here so I can tuck and fold it underneath to create, well, this rotten piece right here. In my mouth. So I can then fold this underneath and then it'll recreate this little lip. So as you can see, that is pretty much where it needs to be. I've put a little line here which follows the line of the car and another one there. So all I have to do is marry that up to that and that. At the moment, this arch has a few different curves in it that lead to different places that actually aren't caused by the rust. So I'm going to try and tap this metal to the right shape of that, which will make my life a lot easier when I come to actually welding it. So let's get started on this straight away. Alright, we've just finished this piece now and I'm pretty happy with how it's turned out. I'm going to move on to cutting all of this out now. So all of the rust and everything behind it, I'm going to start cutting this out. So you'll see now. Okay. So one more. So you can see I've put a pen mark all the way along here. It goes up to there. I slipped with the grinder a bit there, but we won't look at that. I've gone all the way along and around the fuel cap and down. So all I have to do now is follow this with the grinder, and that patch will be completely taken out, and I can bang this piece in, and job's a good one. We're ready to go. Okay, I've just cut that piece off, and I weren't expecting that. Like, I knew there was foam behind it, but how high does this go? Does it go right up inside? I'm a bit scared now. Is this what's holding the car together? I'm a bit worried. Oh God, let's have a dig and see what we can find. Do you know what, Jack? It goes right up in there. Hang on. It's just foam. What is wrong with people? Like, you know what? I'm going to start cutting the rest of this out, and then I'm going to see if I can get my hand in behind it. I just hopefully don't set fire. I have brought another fire extinguisher because I did set fire to a car yesterday. So, yes. So that was a bit of a challenge, just trying to get all of this crap out. Whoever's done this, you should be ashamed of yourself. God, if you spent about half an hour digging all the foam out of here, but as you can see, it's pretty much all out. There's a little nugget in there I can't get just yet, but it's not as bad as I thought it would be under here, to be fair. I mean, this is all solid metal here, so I can weld directly to that. And I've got to rebuild this. But, God, listen, whoever does this expanding foam stuff, please don't do it, man. It just makes people's lives, like mine, a lot worse when you actually come to fix it properly. I mean, look at the state of it. Amongst that, there is tools. You can just about make them out. Some there, some there. Don't know what else is in there. Probably some ferrets. But please don't do that stuff. Fix it properly. It was probably harder trying to get an expanding foam gun in there to gunk it all up than it would have been to actually weld it. So, and this as well, look at that. That's not even a part of a sill. They've just got, they've got an actual flat plate and just went, meh. Whoever's done this, I hope you are watching, because I'm calling you out now on this. It's terrible. Oh. Well, we're gonna fix it properly anyway. So I'm gonna start rebuilding the inside of this, and we're gonna start bringing this little shit box back to life. Hopefully. I mean, hopefully, of course we're gonna, come on. Okay, so I've come round this side of the car because this arch is perfect and there's no rust on it really, apart from that little nugget right there, but we'll get to him a bit later on. So I've come round here so I can masking tape this piece up and then put this piece onto the metal. And then when I cut that metal out, I've basically just got to flip it over and then it's ready for the other side. So I'm going to start masking this now, and then I'm going to draw the line so I can cut it out afterwards once it's on the metal. So I'm literally just going to lie the masking tape over the top of it now and then smooth it out, and this will give me the perfect template then so I can use it on that arch. So it's as simple as this, just smooth it out with your hands. Okay, as you can see, I've drew another line on the inside of that original line. So that basically is where I'm going to be cutting. So then this little lip here, it's about 20 mil. I'm then going to fold that in on itself, which will create that lip for the other skin to be spot welded to. So that's my plan, and it will work because I've done this before. So let's get cracking. I'm going to cut this out right now, and I'm going to allow quite a bit of metal all the way along there, because this part here is where all of the rust is on the other one. You'll understand it if you don't already. It all happens within due time. Just bear with me. Okay, so I've just finished bashing the living crap out of this thing, but as you can see, it's the right shape now. It looks a bit messy, but I've got to weld all of these little slits up so it's a nice solid piece to work with. And then I can start moulding this piece here to the original shape of Abbie's inner arch. this is the inner skin, which is pretty much over. This is rotten, so that's going to go over there. Do you know what? I'm quite impressed with myself. That's pretty good. So this is going to be the replacement part for all of this inside here. So I'm going to probably cut all of this out now because it's a bit difficult to put a line on this and that. But looking at it, I haven't got to bend it that far inwards. I've just got to just give it a nice curve. And luckily enough, none of this inside here is rotten. Whereas, if any of you are Honda boys, you know about the Civics, and they just rot out inside here, and the front arch as well, up inside there, which is kind of weird. But yeah, they usually completely rot out here. But luckily enough, this thing is only rotten here. I don't know if you can see inside there, but it's very clean metal all the way through. So dodged a bullet with that one massively. So I can start cutting this out now anyway, and I haven't got to cut much out in all fairness because a lot of it's clean metal. So winner winner. Okay, so I got a little bit carried away just then with what I was doing, and as you can see, I've cut the outer skin as well, so that now slots perfectly into here. Well, I'll say that, let's give it a try. Yeah, there you go. So how that goes over now, it's absolutely perfect. If you come around this side, you can see as well, I've just got to tap these little bits up, these little, I don't know what they are, just them things. I've got to tap them up so it's all level, but as you can see, it slots in nicely now. Like that. So I know the inner skin and the outer skin are absolutely perfect, and I can just pop them in. I can just pop them in place like that and roughly see where it's going to be. So now I'm happy with that. I'm going to start tack welding the inside of this lip up. So now all that's welded up, I just wanted to show you I welded from the inside of the arch, because you can see that you've got penetration going straight through to the other side as well, and plus there's less weld on this side now to grind down for when the outer skin goes over the top of it. Okay, so as you can see, I've cleaned up all of this metal here because I'm going to do something a little bit unorthodox. So because these panels are completely custom made, it's not like I can just butt them up and weld them to it. So the plan is I'm going to tack weld this outer skin to here, and then that'll give me a nice clear indication of where this inner skin's going to be, because at the moment there's no markings, or it might not even be the right shape yet. So I need to make sure that this outer skin is tacked in place first, because I know that's perfect, and then I can address the inside. I know it's a bit unorthodox, like I said, but you know, it's the only way of doing it. So I'm going to get started on this straight away, and hopefully we can get this finished today with a bit of luck. Let's do it. Okay, so all of this is tack welded in place now. I'm now going to put this inner skin on the inside and then cut out all the little excess bits, and that should fall into place quite nicely then, I hope. Let's see how it goes. So sorry, I completely forgot to record, but I've welded all this patch up. As you can see, I've had to create this piece here. It was a little bit hot. I've had to create this piece inside there, and I've still got to create another little box section for here. I was going to use this original piece that was here, but when I grinded it back, it was just peppered with rust. So I'm going to redo that piece, and this bit here as well. I'm going to have to weld the plate that comes down and around. So loads of fun, but I am making a good dent in it at the moment. All this is it's welded in place now. All of that is, I've just got to come from the underside inside here and weld through there, and then we're good to go on the inner skin, and then I can start creating the piece that comes down here and the piece that comes across from here down into there. Okay, Jack, do you care to explain to everyone what you're doing while I'm doing welding?
No.
I'll explain for him. He's taking out these lights. Show them.
Ta-da!
He's still got to unplug them. He hasn't got to that stage yet, but he's getting there. Jack's going around the car at the moment and basically taking off everything that is going to be in the way when we come to wrapping it. So he's going to take the lights off, probably the door handles as well. What else, Jack? Oh, you've got the little aerial right there. We don't even know if that thing works yet because it's got no stereo. And he's going to take off pretty much anything else that can be taken off for wrapping, really. So I'm going to leave you with him, and Jack, look after the people, okay? Me. And enjoy. Okay then, Jack is now sat in his car because he's completely got all of the lights off and all the door handles and everything else we kind of need, really. Apart from this aerial, we haven't really figured out how to get this thing off, but I'm sure we'll figure it out somehow. We could use a angle grinder on it, to be fair. But while Jack's been doing that, I've been focusing on the welding, and now I'm at a stage where I only have to weld this little nugget in. I can put that in there. Can't fit you, but I can fit. I'm going to put that piece in there like that, and then I can put the outer skin over the top of it, and then we're good to go. But I've already test fitted the bumper and it lines up absolutely perfect with this. It's like almost a factory fresh, but there's still a long way to go. So I've got to weld all that in place now, but first I'm going to put this little nugget in, and then we're going to go from there, really. Okay, so I've pretty much done most of the welding now on this part. I'm just going to leave these gaps because I'm going to go around the whole thing at the end and weld it all up properly, because I thought I'm running out of time a little bit here. Okay, so I'm going to start on this piece now. I'm going to weld it down to there, and then I can tackle the sill after that is welded in place. And looking at it, you can't really see, but on the inside of there, it's looking a little bit crusty. And actually looking at the back of it, you can't really see, but how's that looking? Oh, that's sound. I thought I could see a little bit of surface rust before. I was hoping there was no holes in it, but yeah, lucky enough there is no holes. So once that's welded in, I'm going to tackle that sill, and we're going to go from there and then get the whole thing welded up, and we're pretty much ready to do the body filling on this side then. Oh, God, it feels like it's taking ages. Okay, so I've tacked this little piece in now. As you can see, I've folded all the metal around. I'm just going to go along it now and weld all of these so there's no cuts, well, no slits. If you look all the way along here as well, it's exactly the same. So yeah, I've got to go around and just weld all of them up, and then grind all down with the flat disc. But looking at it right now, it's not looking bad, is it? It's not looking bad. Bearing in mind I have no benders or anything really to do fabrication apart from a grinder. And it's not turned out bad. Again, I've got to give it a skimmer filler, but if I had like a proper English wheel and bender, I'd be laughing. It would be a lot easier, this would. But I've got to make do with what I've got for now, so this is how I'm doing it. It's a proper redneck way of doing things, but do you know what? It gets the job done. So that's pretty much ready to go now. I've just got to go around and just weld all of these up, and then I can start on that sill. So yeah, it's coming along pretty well. And if I stand back, you can see it a little bit better. I mean, come on, that's not bad for what it is. Okay, so I've grinded all of that off now. I was going to save it till the end, but I thought, why not just do it now? I couldn't be bothered. But now it's time to tackle the dreaded sill. As you can see in there, it's you can see someone's repaired it before in here. You can see the weld. But I'm going to tidy that up, and hopefully I don't have to replace that inner skin where someone's repaired. But yeah, like I said, it's time to get this sill off, and hopefully everything's gonna go to plan. It's just more and more work, and it's constant. Okay, here is the moment of truth, so we can see how bad this sill actually is. You ready? Oh, look at the state of it. Oh, it's not bad and it's not good. So it's absolutely vile, isn't it? Look at the state of that. I thought MX5s were bad, but nah, this probably beats an MX5 in all fairness. Start cutting the rest out. Alright, so Abbie's rust situation was a little bit worse than I thought. I thought it was just the outer sill, but it turns out the bottom of the sill has gone as well. Right in here. Luckily enough, the rest of it is solid. It's just this bit was extremely rotten for some reason, I don't know why. But yeah, I'm going to build another piece now exactly like this, so it can go back into, come on, there we go, so it can go back into here. And then once I've done that, I'm going to tidy all of this up, and then we can start recreating the sill piece, and we can start welding it in. Alright, then I've just made this piece to go inside there. With a bit of manipulation and smacking, it will definitely go. Look at that, it's almost there already. So I'm going to get that tacked in place. I can't bring the camera in too much to show you what I'm doing, because I've already got through 2 lenses on this camera now, because I've splattered welds all over it. So yeah, the cheaper option's just to put you guys a little bit further back. So that's where you're going to stay from now on. So I'm going to put you right there. It's all welded in place. And you welding warriors out there, don't judge my welds, they're not bad. But yeah, that's all in place, and I know it's absolutely solid now, so that's never going anywhere. The car's going to fall apart before that falls off. And now I can start building the sill. So I've got to try and copy this shape here. As you can see, it bends down and then it goes straight across. So I've got to try and replicate that. But first, I should have told you, I've still got to get rid of all of this crap from the outer sill. So I've still got to get rid of this all the way along there. As you can see, it's like an extra lip, so I've got to get rid of all that and try and find where they've spot welded it. It's a bit difficult because it's as textured as a teenager's face, so it's going to be difficult to find them spot welds, but I'm going to have to do it anyway, so let's crack on with it. Okay, before I go any further with the welding, I just thought I'd let you guys know I have brought a sheet metal bender so I can do this skirt properly. I was going to do my absolute nutting if I was to do this by hand, like beating it in, because that door's really irritating me. It's squeaking.
Drop your trousers.
No, I'm just telling them, like, I've just ordered a sheet metal bender for this because I'm not doing it by hand, because it's just going to be rippled with dents, and it's going to,
That's fine.
and I'm going to spend like a day just filling over it and skimming it, and I don't want to do that. I'd rather it just be bent properly.
Playing with it.
So yeah, I've bought the sheet metal bender, and also while I was looking at buying things and messing around with stuff, I discovered that inside here all of the bushings have perished. Well, majority of them have anyway. The ones on the front are sound, someone's replaced all of those, but most of the ones on the back have completely perished. Well, you probably can't see, but this one in here is really badly gone.
They've left Abbie's rear for you.
So yeah, we've got so I'm left with the job of tackling Abbie's rear. So yeah, we've got to replace all the bushings. I've had to buy a bushing press as well, so I can get all of this done. And it's just another job to add to the list really, but it has to be done. But that's not for this episode. This episode we're doing the welding, so I'm going to carry straight on with it, and we're going to be tackling this little corroded piece here. And until the sheet metal bender comes, this is all I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to get this bit done, and then we're going to wait for the bender to turn up. Not the one that's just walked over there, but yeah, but we're going to wait for the proper bender to turn up so I can tackle the rest of this. So let's get started with it. All right, I got some good news for you. The sheet metal bender has arrived. I mean, look at that, lovely stuff. So that means that we can now tackle this side skirt. As you can see, I've ground back all of the crap that was along there. I've still got to put this piece back on. I don't know where the hell I've put that. It's somewhere amongst this mess, but I can now build the side skirt. So it actually come pretty quick. It only took like 3 days to get here, but yeah, I can tackle that side skirt now. So I'm going to start measuring it out to copy this profile. So I've got to replicate that now, and because it's not a monster bender, because it's not a monster bender, I'm probably going to have to do this side skirt in 3 pieces because this is only 720mm. So I'm going to start making the sill up right now for you. Alright, to start off with, I'm going to have to get this right angle bend for the very bottom of the sill. I'm not going to use this one because it's too curved. As you can see, it's very rounded. I need a really sharp right hand bend. Well, I need a really sharp 90-degree bend, and then I can carry on bending the rest then. So if you've never seen one of these before, it's literally a sheet metal bender, and all you have to do is literally this. Oh, it's not working. Okay, I need some clamps. I'll get some clamps back in a sec. All right, I've just popped out and I've got the proper clamps now, so I'm going to get these on straight away and hopefully it will start bending. Okay, it's as simple as this really. You literally just grab the 2 handles and just bend it up. So I've got to now bend the other bit. So this is the bottom piece of the sill really, and now I need to bend this bit upwards so it will create that weird little curve that we got going on. So it's now the morning and you can pretty much see I'm ready to weld now, but there is one thing I want to do first. I want to get this door on to make sure that it all lines up with everything along here, because as you can see, I've just shut this door and you can see the lip of the sill there, but as I go along it starts to disappear. Oh, actually no, I think I know why now, because all of this is rotten. But yeah, you see what I mean though anyway. So I'm gonna have to try to probably knock this down a little bit as well, and then weld it to it. But we're gonna go from there. This is Ryan. Hey. So Abbie is the car that just keeps on giving, but not in a good way. Look at this. So I've just knocked away at this to discover that it must have been in a bump at some stage, because someone's fillered straight over this and it's a bit corroded here, so I'm gonna have to rebuild all of that. Same with here, there was a bit of filler and then I picked away at it and then discovered that it's rotten. Yay. That's the rest of it, but that's just expected for a 27-year-old car. But yeah, I'm gonna have to address this now. A bit annoying. It is a bit annoying, but there's not much more to do really. It's just this last little piece. Oh, and I've got a little piece over there to weld as well, but it's pretty minor. Okay, Jack has just joined us. He's just pulled up in his big black turd. And I've also done the welding on this side. I didn't want to show you guys because it's a bit boring, but yeah, I'm gonna grind. Okay, shut up. So all of that now is welded in place, and I'm going to skip this part so you can see it when it's finished. So as you can see, I've skipped forward a little bit and you can see that I've done all of the welding now and everything is grinded down. So all of this around here is fixed, so that all had to be repaired because I think this car has been in a bit of a bump. As you can see, it's a bit dented here and there's a crease there and another crease here. So I think that had a bit of a smack at some point and it rotted out because the metal got damaged and then water got into it. So I've had to repair that, but I've grinded down all the welds on here. I've done all of this and that as well. So yeah, I've done all of this off camera because I didn't really want to bore you. And now I'm pretty much ready to start filling. and doing the rest of the bodywork. But I'm going to save the bodywork for another video because I don't want to include that in this because it was just to do with the welding and fabrication and fixing Abbie's rust situation. So it is the end of the video, unfortunately. I hope you learnt a thing or two, and make sure you like, subscribe and leave a comment, and we'll see you again soon on Shiplock Central.
Remember yesterday, if you got something to say, speak your mind before your grave, cause your life is yours to save. Ain't nobody gonna change, everybody stays the same, so be different, make a name, huh?
Jack, do you want to explain to everyone what your autistic OCD moment is that you really have to do all of a sudden?
Little dangly thing, I want to pull it.
Go on.
Ah.